welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. So it's time for another monthly transit analysis. So let's talk about what's happening in the month of June and how different transits are going to impact your life path. So the major theme for this month of June 2022 is Saturn going retrograde in Aquarius. So we'll talk about this in detail. And Saturn will stay retrograde till 23rd October 2022, and on 12th of July Saturn will move back into Capricorn. So between 5th of June to 12th of July, Saturn is retrograde in Aquarius. And when we are focusing on Saturn, we cannot ignore the transit of Sun, because Saturn is touching the Leo Aquarius axis. It will deeply influence Sun in your natal chart wherever it is placed, and also it will influence the transiting Sun as well. So we don't have to just track what Saturn is doing, but also focus on what Sun is doing in the month of June. Yes, it's going into the sign of Gemini. So this is our major theme, and now let's look into what other transits are happening this month. Sun will move into Gemini on 15th of June. Mercury will stay in Taurus till 2nd of July. Venus will be in Aries along with transiting Rahu till 18th of June, and then it will move into Taurus. Mars will stay in Pisces along with the transiting Jupiter till 27th June, and we have the Jyeshta Purnima on 14th of June. And all of you know that apart from looking into astrological aspects, I do use certain oracle cards for each and every sign so that we can get some motivation, inspiration, and guidance. So today I will be telling you what all oracle decks I will be using. In fact, many people ask me about the name of the decks. So from today onwards, in every video, I will let you know which deck is being used in the video. So today I will be using two major decks representing two themes for the month of June. The first one is the Queen of Moon Oracle, and this will represent what kind of a major change Saturn retrograde is bringing for you. What is the theme over here? And then we have the Therapets Oracle. This will be bringing a lot of positive messages which will help you to stay motivated during this time. What all faith and belief you should have in this time. For Aries, Saturn is going retrograde in Aquarius, that is your 11th house, and this marks an urge to be out there, recognized for your work which you had done till now. Like, you want to reach to the heights, you want to reach to the peak because you know you deserved it. As the energy of Saturn is getting intense because it's retrograde, it's 3 times more stronger, there will be some limitations. Don't take this as a negative point. There will be certain limitations or restrictions happening around you which may stop you to do what you want to, where you want to go. But trust me, these limitations are temporary and you will just go beyond these limitations. There is an urge to do something different, or maybe you want to work in a different way and you are not being allowed to. So for some people it could be that your job role is changing. Maybe you are seeking a job change or trying to do something which makes you feel happy, which you think it will help you on a long run, because now you will be thinking a lot about your future work, your future development and sustainability of a lot of things. So the major concern here is to working on your professional path and your source of income so that you can get things on a long-term basis. So This transit, this Saturn retrograde, is all about working towards what you truly deserve, and you will definitely get it. Rahu Venus transit in Aries first house is pushing you to be more ambitious towards your work, and also very concerned about how you look. How are you right now? Like your work, your beauty, does these things are as per the current standards of the society or not? So over here, let's get some message. So see, we have beauty over here, and you have Venus Rahu transiting from Aries in the first house. So whether your work is being accepted by the world, are you beautiful enough, are you beautiful or fashionable enough according to the world? So this is something which represents the main theme for the month of June, and also it really blends with the Saturn's transit, because are people recognizing your beauty or not? Beauty not just about your physical aspects, but do they recognize the beauty of your work which you have done till now? Well, definitely they will, but first you need to appreciate your own beauty. You know, Saturn being retrograde in the 11th house of gains, of what you expect, what you want in this life, it has a lot to do with desires as well. So there is an imbalance. There is an imbalance which is about working at one point. At one hand, you're working a lot towards showing yourself to the world. You're trying to be good to others, because this is the house also about humanitarian work. Socially, you are out there helping others in some way. So on one side, you're like, okay, I'm kind, I'm doing something for others. This could be the other way, that you are trying to pleasing others, and deep within, on the other hand, you are unhappy. You are not happy with how you currently feel, or maybe there are certain bad habits, maybe related to eating, or some daily habits which are not very good for you. So this is something which means that you need to recognize your inner and outer beauty both, and I think this will really bring more upliftment in your path. People will see your beauty. First, you must understand your own beauty. Don't have such an idea that whatever I'm pursuing right now, it's impossible. It's not. It's just that you have to work a little extra towards wherever you are going. So some changes in profession, or changes with respect to income, like moving to a different place as you seek more, as you seek the right justice to your work, that is being indicated. And Sun is going into third house in Gemini, and I think over here, as it is the Lord of the fifth house transiting from third house, you will be open towards the world. You will be open to share your ideas and to communicate with others in a great way. And Mercury will transit from your second house in Taurus, and in your chart, Mercury rules the sixth house. So some arguments with the loved ones or the relatives may happen. But later in the month of June, Venus will move into Taurus, and it will make things much better. Whatever the confusion is, it will get resolved. So let's look into some motivation over here. The first message is, you are not a burden, we are lucky to have you. So yes, it goes a lot with the 11th house transit, that you are not a burden. You are a super talented person. You have a great vision, and this world is lucky to have you, because you bring a new perspective. You bring something new on the table. The second message is, depression lies. There is no circumstance that is unchangeable. There is no situation that is ever hopeless. So again, I was saying that there might be certain limitations or blocks between you and your goal. But do not be afraid, do not be hopeless. Everything can be changed. And if you are feeling depressed lately, do not be, because you may feel unhappy for 1 day or 2 day or 3 days, but things will change. Do not feel that you are being doomed. And the last message here is you are strong enough. So we have a unicorn, and this means that your creativity, your imagination is enough to rise above whatever block you are having. It resonates a lot with the Jupiter Mars transit from the 12th house. Your strength of mind, your imagination, your positivity will really define how will be the month of June. For Taurus ascendant, Saturn is going retrograde in the 10th house in Aquarius. And also in your chart, it is the Yoga Karaka. So this transit of Saturn being retrograde from your 10th house is deeply going to impact your professional success, career path, and you will be in a place where there are certain responsibilities or new responsibilities, or you will be given a role to think differently. Like you have to be this mastermind in a project. You have to use your brain, you have to put in a lot of different ideas, you have to be this problem solver or this innovator who is working towards something big. So this is a very busy period with respect to work. And here Saturn wants you to be free of fear. Do not be afraid to work differently. Do not be afraid to follow a path which is not being followed by others. And do not be afraid if you have to work a little extra. You have to wait a little extra for your success, or whatever you're trying to manifest. Well, it's coming towards you. But that success, whatever you are seeking, has taken a path which is having a lot of twists and turns. And when there are a lot of twists and turns in the path, it takes more time to reach. Okay, so there is definitely a major change. You are having a big role at the work front, or you may have a very challenging role because you don't have enough experience with respect to that kind of a work. So you have been a bit challenged to think out of the box, to think very differently, and do not deform your energy, your courage under the pressure of this change. Because the major theme over here is to grow out of the limits. Okay, whatever limit is being, you have set for your own self, you need to move out from that. Let's look into the major theme represented by Saturn. Okay, so yes, it goes very well. It is resilience. So what is resilience? Resilience is about the ability to just go back to that original form. Even like, look at this person. This person is having a lot of load on the back. So for your work, you have to bend a little bit. You are having a lot of pressure. You are moving beyond a certain limit, beyond a comfort zone. But this resilience also means that once this work is done, or once you are doing this work, you are not deforming your own self. You have the power to bounce back, to be in your original state. You are not devastated because of the drama or the problems happening in your life. And this also indicates that do not be in any kind of guilt or shame, because as Saturn goes retrograde in the 10th house in Aquarius, just opposite to a house where the 4th house is being ruled by Sun, and Sun going into 2nd house, there are certain childhood memories or experiences which are being activated during this time, and you may feel some kind of a shame or a guilt how people treated you, and that's why you are saying, no, I cannot do this new work, I cannot embark on this new journey because I have my own limitations. No, if you did mistakes in the past, or even if you didn't make any mistake but you experienced a failure, that failure was simply a way of learning something important, and you are not a failure because you carry this power of resilience. No matter how much burden you take in this journey or in this month, you will bounce back. You have that power to balance that burden and work along with that. I can take it, I can do it. Okay, and there's one more thing which I want to talk about. Do not be worried by the opinions of others, because there might be a problem. Jupiter Mars transiting from 11th house in Pisces, and Mars rules the 12th house where there is Rahu and Venus, in the matters of love, in the matters of friendship. Do not make quick judgments. Oh, this person might be this or that, that's why this person is not giving me the right attention or dedicated, or simply do not trust the others in a very quick way. So the judgment, the conclusion in friendships, relationships should be taken with care, with a lot of patience. And there are people who are like guru to you, very supportive, but there are also certain people who may try to just throw you out of the path. They may not like your success as well. So over there, some precaution needs to be taken. And Sun will transit from second house. It is your fourth lord, so a lot of work towards family members, some kind of disagreement with father or a father-like figure may also happen. So the basic theme over here is that you have to be solid. You cannot deform yourself because of the work, because of your own expectations from life. They will be accomplished, but with time. You cannot just achieve everything in one day. So be solid and continue to grow. Be in your strength and continue to grow. Do not deform your ability, do not deform your mental strength. Okay, and of course, Venus Rahu transiting in Aries, that is your 12th house. There is passion in relationships. There is this eagerness to express your love, your feelings to someone, and yet Ketu in the 6th house blocks that ability to express your love, because you feel that what will happen next, whether I will be rejected or maybe I will be loved. So there is uncertainty in love relationships. There is this huge passion and urge to say what you want, but your fears are stopping you. So again, proceed with caution. That's the message over here. You are strong enough, and it's okay to take some risk in the career path. It will help you on a long run. Now let's look into some guiding messages. The first one is, feeling worried doesn't mean anything bad is going to happen. You're going to get through this fine. You always find a way. So if you feel worried about anything, that's the resilience card is also saying. If you are worried, this doesn't mean that everything is going to be devastated. You will get through this in a beautiful manner, and you will find your path. The next message is, you don't have to be perfect to be lovable. So it goes along with the Venus Rahu transit in the 12th house. There is passion, there is a need to be loved, but there is a fear of uncertainty, and you do not have to be perfect to be lovable. If someone asks you that, okay, you need to do this, you need to be perfect, then that is not the true love. That person doesn't deserve your love. The last message is, It's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to be scared. You will succeed in spite of these feelings. Beautiful, beautiful message again resonates with the Saturn's transit in the 10th house. You need not to be afraid. Things might be uncomfortable. The changes are uncomfortable. But even if you are scared, you will succeed in spite of these feelings because you are a very capable person. For Gemini, Saturn is going retrograde in Aquarius, that is your 9th house, and this will be all about finding a new path, a new aim to pursue, maybe a new destination, or maybe your goal is same, maybe your destination is same. You always wanted to go to that place, to that goal, but now as Saturn is getting more stronger in this house, there is something which needs to be revised. Maybe your effort, your strategy needs to be changed because don't forget that Saturn is touching the Leo Aquarius axis, so it will leave a great impact on Sun as well. Sun is the third lord, it talks about your efforts, and Sun is going into Gemini, that is your first house. So you are revising something, you're communicating with others, you're taking advice of other people, you're doing more research to reach to your destination. You know, 9th house is about opportunities, the platform in life. It's about luck, it's about where you are going. So having Saturn retrograde here, which means Saturn is in its great strength, this means that you have worked hard and at a certain point of time you reached to a certain place where there is an impasse, there is this wall. You are not much away from your destination, but it's just that you have to change a bit, you have to change your path to reach to that place. It's taking a little longer to reach to that place. So that is the energy of Saturn here. If you are pursuing higher degree, or you're traveling to a far distant place, there is more exertion, there is more efforts, there is more energy going into that work, because remember Saturn also rules your 8th house, so things can be a bit draining, okay, and there might be uncertainty, or you are burdened with a lot of work right now, you're burdened with certain thoughts that you're unable to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, but remember, Saturn being the 8th lord, unexpectedly, suddenly you will discover that light. All you have to do is to just walk constantly. Let's look into our message here, which represents the Saturn's transit. Beautiful. We have the path. So look at this ladder reaching to the right place. Maybe you worked hard and you reached to this terrain, but from this terrain you cannot see what's ahead of it. Where is your destination? You cannot see it, but it's very close. And now as you changed your path, you took this new ladder, it's directly taking you to your destination. You are this is just a beautiful energy showing that you're very close to what you want, what you seek in life. It's just that you need to work a lot on your faith, on your energy, because 9th house is also the house of faith from where Saturn is transiting. And do something good for others as well. Act of kindness will also make you happy. It will remove the blocks from your path. So new opportunities are definitely there, but you have to work a little extra to make the best use of those opportunities. You have to work a bit more. You have to shine like the sun Even if you don't feeling much positive, you need to focus on that. Because Sun in Gemini, you need to reflect, you need to speak out what you truly have, about your talents, about your abilities, in the month of June. And this card, the path, indicates that you will find your way. You will find a way through which your desires will come true, or it's just that you will find a way through which you will align beautifully with your current journey. And this is also asking a question: do your current desires align with the values of your true self, or you're just following a path because others are following that as well? Because this shows you are very unique, you have a different path, and you are not aligned with what your true self actually requires. Okay, so it matches very well with Saturn transiting from the ninth house. It's time to reassess what is your true path. Are you in the right direction? So some major decisions with respect to work, what you want to learn, is going to happen. This could also be a spiritual journey, understanding your own self through that. And Jupiter Mars transiting from the 10th house, you will have a great influence on other people. Mars being the 6th lord, some nasty people are there who are blocking your path, but your wisdom, your skills acquired till now will help you to move forward. Rahu Venus transiting from 11th house, and this indicates be very careful with the people around you. They may seek something, okay, they may seek certain benefits from you. You are dealing with some superficial people who may not truly care of how you feel, but still you're working for them because you want them to be happy. So friendship is something which might be the major theme. So let's look into some inspirational messages for you. The first one is, I am a work in progress, and that is okay. So yes, it goes very well with the ninth house Saturn. You are making a good progress, and it's okay if it takes little time. And this also means that you're working on yourself as well. Maybe your health, your mental, emotional health, you are a work in progress, and it's okay. It's not important that you should just reach to your destination within 1 second. Okay, it takes time. The next one is, you are a fighter ever onwards. So again, this is a very beautiful energy representing Jupiter Mars transit in Pisces. That is your 10th house. You are a fighter. You will always be a fighter. You will win wherever you will go, because that is your power. You have this courage and wisdom, and this is the greatest gift which you have right now. The last message is, you are strong, you are resilient, you will defeat this. So again, it resonates a lot with 6th Lord Mars transiting from 10th house. You are strong, you are resilient, and you will defeat all kinds of competition. Whosoever is challenging you, you have the power to bounce back. You have the power to crush your challenges beautifully. So this is a very positive message. For Cancer, Saturn is going retrograde in the 8th house in Aquarius. And the major theme for the month of June is, do not hide your gifts. Do not hide your ideas, and do not hide whatever work you have done till now. I still remember when I was in college, I used to hide my assignments. I used to hide my projects. It was very uneasy to show my work to my teachers. Despite of being a good student, I was always afraid, what if it's not approved? The moment I just, used to see that someone else's work is being appreciated, I used to get very nervous. What will happen? What will be my result? So I always used to pretend that, my work is not complete yet. So maybe I will show my work tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow. So sometimes we are very nervous. Sometimes we feel that others are doing good than us. And because of that, we postpone our work. And that is the energy of Saturn getting retrograde in the 8th house for you. Do not postpone anything. There can be a natural tendency that things are getting delayed. Things are getting postponed because of certain issue, because of someone else, or things are not progressing the way you want to. Even if that thing happens, even if it gets delayed, do not worry about that. Even if you are stuck, you can still work on yourself. You can still prepare for tomorrow. Let's see what message we have. So this card represents the theme of Saturn and it says action. So do not stop taking actions. Do not stop moving. Okay, even if you are facing any obstacle. But the basic theme over here is that you can be stuck out of fear or uncertainty. That's why, we have this card of action. Take action wherever, whenever is required. Saturn also indicates that a lot of work is happening behind the scenes. Maybe you are doing some kind of preparation, you are not ready to bring that thing on the table. It's completely okay. Take your time to prepare yourself for whatever you want to do in future. It's okay if it's taking time. Some kind of preparation is definitely there. And also there are some situations with respect to your partnership. It could be business partnership, it could be marriage, it could be a love connection, where you have to work a lot. Action is required to mend that relationship, to have equality or justice in that relationship. Maybe you are the one who is not speaking out about what you want, what you seek, what are your desires. Maybe you are suppressing your needs in front of your partner because you are just thinking what this other person will think about me. So do not be afraid. Action is required to make things better, whether it's your business partnership, marriage partnership, whether it's your professional journey. Of course, we cannot say that Saturn transiting from 8th house, there won't be any hurdle in the professional journey, but do not be mentally absent from that work because it's not working, so let's sit down. No, be in action, constantly be in action. Prepare yourself. If you think your work is done, it's just complete and I have nothing to do but wait, then work on yourself, work on your strength, work on your fitness, work on everything which may be very helpful to you in the future. Some kind of a deep research work is indicated with respect to your spiritual path, maybe occult, maybe you are refining your skills or whatever skill you pursue, you are doing some research in that, and that research will be very helpful on the long run. And Saturn is definitely challenging a bond. Maybe it could be you and your father or someone related to family, because again I must tell you that Saturn is influencing the Leo Aquarius axis. So second house is ruled by Sun and Sun goes into the 12th house in Gemini. So working for someone elder in your family for that person's health, for that person's well-being is required. You're helping someone old in the month of June, and this is a very important responsibility for you. Or maybe there is some bitterness between you and the higher authority or authoritative figure. Okay, and Venus Rahu, they will transit from your 10th house in Aries. Very passionate energy, passionate, impulsive about your goals. But make sure that before you proceed, before you take any major step, are you well prepared? Everything is ready or not before going on ahead, maybe with respect to even love relationships. Before you make that commitment, you have to be prepared. You have to be very transparent. You must understand what this other person is all about, whether this person is transparent in this relationship or not. Okay, and you will be very popular. The way you dress, the way you style up, and how you are working, everything will be noticed. People are looking at you. The fifth lord Mars is transiting along with the sixth and the ninth lord Jupiter. You are moving ahead with full faith. Your spiritual inclination, your prayers has been answered. Your spiritual path is giving you this immense courage and strength to move forward. You will move beyond your challenges in a great way. I won't deny that there are no challenges. There are certain challenges which are giving you a feeling of uncertainty, but you will take the right actions to move forward. Now, let's look into some motivational messages for you. The first one is: progress is progress, no matter how small. Perfectly goes with the 8th house transit of Saturn. Progress may happen in small steps, it might be sluggish, but progress is progress, and every day you do make some progress, no matter how small it is. So be happy with that, because at least we are moving forward. And even having a small progress is not a bad thing. It shows you are growing. The next message is: a bad day doesn't mean a bad life. Tomorrow will be different. So if you face certain challenging days in the month of June where you feel there is a lot of stagnation, or nothing happened the way you want to, you feel that some days were not productive enough, but this is a message which is telling you, even if you face a bad day, this doesn't mean that the entire path of yours, the entire year of yours, the entire life of yours is being doomed. Tomorrow will be different, and you must have this hope. The last one is: everything is scary and you feel vulnerable, but that doesn't mean anything is going to go wrong. Anxious feelings aren't usually indicative of reality. So again, a very beautiful message which is connected to the 8th house. There is anxiousness related to relationships. What if something goes wrong? Anxiousness with respect to some kind of investment you want to do. What if things go wrong? So you may feel a bit vulnerable in the month of June. Like, there is a feeling that tomorrow might be very difficult. I may get hurt emotionally, mentally, physically. There is this uncertainty which is very scary, but that doesn't mean that everything will just go wrong. Anxiety is something, okay, it's there, but that constant state of anxiety and how it makes you feel is not a part of what is happening tomorrow. It cannot change your reality. It doesn't represent your reality. But if you constantly stay in that stress, then you do just destroy your energy and your capabilities, your imagination, your skills. So whatever negative thoughts you have, that is not what your reality is. For Leo, Saturn is going retrograde in your 7th house in Aquarius. So this is the house of public dealing, this is the house of partnerships, and also your influence on the world, like how they see you. So during this transit, especially in the month of June, because I have been repeating this again and again, Saturn is impacting the Leo Aquarius axis. Okay, so Leo rules your first house and Saturn is just opposite, transiting from Aquarius. So Leo is you, your personality, where you stand, who you are, and Saturn is how the world is looking at you. So you will be thinking a lot about right now how the world sees you, how they especially see your success. Okay, and you need not to be worried about how impactful or how effective you are. You are one of a kind, you have the right skill, you are successful, you have your own journey, and do not compare your journey with someone else's journey. Do not compare your success with someone else's success. So you need not someone other telling you that this is your worth, because sun, being the first lord, is transiting from your 11th house, the house of connections. That is the 11th house energy, and Saturn is itself transiting from 11th sign. So sun transiting from Gemini, that is your 11th house. There is a lot happening around the network, the people around you, maybe the people related to work, maybe your friends. There is this some kind of ego issues, pride issues, who is more important, who has achieved a lot. So you are calculating your own worth, by just comparing these things. But Saturn here, in this transit, while it will be retrograde, I think it will help you to increase your impact on the world. And you are doing this through your work. Your work will speak. You will be very respected in the society, no matter how certain people might be jealous, they don't want you to move ahead, or they are criticizing you, because Saturn here rules the 6th house, so it naturally represents the enemies coming into your life. Maybe the own people around you, the relatives, the family people. Someone out there is maybe not a well-wisher, and still you just support that person. Still you feel, one day I feel this person will be fine. So that kind of a mindset is impacting you a lot. Right now, the divine has given you the chance, because see, Saturn retrograde, then in 7th house, it's a very strong energy, and you can use that energy to establish yourself and not just start using your skills to the best and working for the masses, working for the people, to give yourself away to the world. So through your professional work, maybe through your charity, whatever work you are doing, it will impact others in a great way. And this will bring success. It will bring the true meaning in your life. Just because others don't respect you, they're just very few people, this doesn't mean that you don't deserve respect. And same thing is indicated by sun transiting from Gemini 11th house. Shine, be a giver, talk to everyone, communicate with everyone, but be very selective when it comes to the matters of heart. Okay, who is close to you, with whom you can share your secrets, you need to take care of that. That is also indicated by Mars Jupiter right now transiting from your 8th house. Be very particular with whom you share your secrets, your weaknesses. Okay, so let's look into what message we have for you. This will represent the Saturn's theme for the next month. So over here you have snow moon, which talks about purity, and this card of snow moon is very much similar to Saturn's transit from 7th house, where I was talking about that You are unsure about your own purity, you're unsure about your worth and what you are doing for the world. So the clear message from this card is, I know why I do what I do. So someone is questioning your worth, someone is questioning, okay, what have you done till now? So you know your worth. That is the biggest gift. Okay, and you need not to answer everyone about your worth. You also have to work a lot on cleansing your mind, cleansing your soul and your physical body as well. You have to be clear with your communication, because first lord sun going through Gemini, so you need to have clarity about what you want to convey to the world. Do not be someone who just wants to make other people happy, so that you have to say all good things even if you don't mean to. You have to be clear of what you are feeling and what you expect, what you want to give to others. Ketu also in Libra demands clarity in communication, your third house. Rahu Venus in Aries, ninth house. Well, very quick and fast changes are happening in your life with respect to love, with respect to relationships, with respect to pursuing your ambitions or hobby, and new opportunities are also coming towards you. Okay, and yes, matters of love, things are changing, but you have to be patient as Saturn goes retrograde in 7th house of partnerships. Just focus on what brings you and your partner on same page, how your desires and your partner's desires, ambitions, come along on the same page. What is similar between you two and what is also different between you two. So working on that will strengthen this relationship, because you're definitely looking forward to make your relationship more strong and well established. For some people, it may challenge your partnership as per where your natal Saturn is placed and what Mahadasha you're going through. So now let's look into some guiding messages, motivation messages here. The first one is, whatever you manage to do today will be enough. So very much resonates with the purity and how I said to you, trusting yourself, what you are doing is enough. Okay, whatever you manage to do today is just more than enough. You're doing quite good. The next one is, again, a dog. You can do the thing. So if somehow you feel stuck, whether it's your partnership, your work, or finances, there is always a scope of change. There is always a scope of, changing things. So you can do the thing. Do not doubt yourself, because as Sun goes in Gemini, there are certain people around you who are trying to manipulate, or they're just giving you a message that, see, you are not worthy enough. Also resonates with how the Ketu is transiting from Libra. So you take care of that. Then we have the last message. It says, you need to give yourself time to heal, no matter how long that ends up being. So it goes very well with the Saturn's transit. It goes very well with how Jupiter transiting from 8th house in Pisces. You have to give time to yourself. If you don't give time to yourself, what will happen is that there will be some kind of stagnation, or there might be some kind of issue. Like it will stop you from moving ahead. So simply it just means that you need some time to rest. You have to push yourself to take that rest. Okay, and if you want to heal, if you want to work on your spiritual path, or you just physically want to heal, this may take some time, and it's okay. You have to give yourself time. Nothing can be done very quickly. It may take some time. So it talks about patience. It talks about how courageous and strong you are, and you can manage anything. Whatever small step you are taking is just enough for each day. For Virgo, Saturn is going retrograde in the sixth house in Aquarius. So sixth lord getting retrograde in the sixth house. First of all, I'm sorry if you hear any kind of background disturbance. I'm trying to be loud and clear. So the major theme for the month of June is to go on with your fighter spirit. Continue to walk on your life path with a fighter spirit. You have to be dedicated towards what you are doing, because sixth house has a lot to do about challenges. It's the house of service. It's the house of justice as well. If this house is obstacle, this house is also victory. If this house is enemy, this house also brings great upliftment, victory over enemies. So Saturn being the sixth lord in the sixth house retrograde indicates you have to be very focused towards many things in your journey. Firstly, you have to focus on your fitness, on your energy, on your diet, on your health. It's very important, because I do see with this energy of Saturn in the sixth house, you have a great dream in your eyes. Because I have mentioned this for other signs as well. Saturn is touching the Leo Aquarius axis. Leo, that house, the 12th house, is ruled by Leo, and just opposite to is Saturn in the Aquarius. So it is also impacting that house which is ruled by Leo in a great way. Leo represents your dreams, so you have big dreams in your eyes. And as Sun is moving into the 10th house in Gemini, it's time to fulfill those dreams. There are certain I would say external things, external people who are trying to tell you that, hey, listen, you cannot do this or you cannot do that, and this is the time to be strong. Sometimes it's said, even if you're not strong, you have to pretend to be strong. And this is the major energy of June 2022. You are here to prove yourself. Okay, so let's look into the message represented by Saturn. We have the egg moon, and it says trust. So it goes very well with the sixth house transit. You have to trust your abilities. This is a massive energy. Victory over enemies, victory over the competitors. Everyone who said, you are not capable, you are not good enough, you are going to give a great answer. Your success is going to speak. You will prove everyone wrong. You have been always in this egg mode, being in the shell. You are good, but you're looking at the world through this shell, within your comfort zone, within your nest, that home, your familiar place. No. Now with Saturn transiting from 6th house retrograde, you need to be out of your comfort zone, and you will trust your own self. This is a time to be in that momentum. What life is giving you, that motion, you need to be in that movement, that momentum, and you have to choose your path. This is a new deck for me, so I will just read few things for you. So this card is saying, trust yourself, develop self-trust, and joy will follow. You can rely on your own capabilities, begin to plan carefully for the future. Self-trust is far more than a flashy show of confidence. It is deeper and farther reaching than that. It is security at the very core, and that no matter what, our wisdom matters and it is the best. It allows for the flow and for faith in oneself, the way you do things, moving and choosing in the world. And also, it indicates that the knowing of our own self, combined with trusting ourselves, leads to better and more informed decisions about all aspects of our life, including career and relationships. So, overall, this is a card of fertility. And Saturn also rules your fifth house. So, your potential, what you have to give to the world, that potential, that fertility is also represented by the fifth house. So trusting your own self is the best thing which you can do right now. Venus in Rahu, they're transiting from the 8th house. So there are some differences between you and your partner. There can be, this is something which can help in enhancing that passion and connection, that physical aspect of a relationship. But for some people it could be acting the other way, where there is some kind of imbalance in understanding each other's desires, or the partner's ambitions, the partner's needs are too much. Like, the partner can be demanding in nature, or it could be that there is a connection which is much secret right now. You don't want to reveal it to the world, and you're concerned about that relationship, whether it will see the light, whether it will be transforming into a long-term connection. So some kind of uncertainty is there with respect to your relationship, because your 7th house is also hemmed by Saturn and Rahu right now. Then the 7th house is occupied by Jupiter and Mars. For some people, yes, they are waiting for a new inning in their relationships, their partnerships. Some people are actually concluding their partnership as well, because they feel very stagnated in the current relationship. So it may be very different from one person to another, but yes, overall the partnerships, the relationships are being challenged in some way. With Sun transiting from 10th house and Mercury transiting from the 9th house, there's definitely new opportunities coming in your way, but you have to use these opportunities mindfully. You have to be open to the world. You cannot hide yourself from these opportunities. So here are your motivation messages. The first one is, there's no rule that says you have to have everything figured out right now. Every step forward is progress. Beautiful. It connects with the Saturn's transit so much. Focus on your current path. Okay, there is no rule which says you have to have everything figured out now. Maybe every solution is not coming to you right now, but tomorrow you may find an answer. So every step forward is a progress. Then the next message is, again, it resonates with the 6th house. Your struggle is not an indication of failure. You might be slow, but you're reaching to the right place. Okay, if there is a mistake you have done, or you are facing some kind of delay in doing something, don't take it as a permanent failure. The next message is, you are going to get through this just fine. Okay, so yes, all of these motivational messages are saying you will continue to move forward. Okay, and Jupiter is blessing you with a lot of wisdom. Your potential, your wisdom is being reflecting on the world. Everyone will notice that. So you are going to get through this just fine. For Libra, Saturn is going retrograde in the 5th house in Aquarius. What is 5th house? 5th house is romance. 5th house is joy, celebration, This house is naturally ruled by Sun. So this house does represent a bit of your past and how that influences your present. It talks about your emotional stability, potential, skill, and here Saturn going retrograde is about working on your skills, or it could be not just updating your skills but also realizing how powerful you are. This is something very beautiful, Saturn going from here. It will help you to use your skills very effectively. Because in your chart, Saturn becomes the yoga karaka as well, as it rules the fourth and the fifth house. So it's about development, how your skills are being used, how the world is, looking at your success, and your success will be celebrated. Emotionally, it's a bit of challenging time, because I have talked about this in the other signs as well. See, Saturn is impacting the Leo and Aquarius axis. Sun rules your 11th house, Saturn rules your 5th house, and it's transiting from this very same house. So Sun in your chart rules over your success, over your gains, fulfillment, contacts, people around you. And firstly, as a Libra, you believe in connections. You believe in that there should be harmony between you and the people. If there is no harmony, there is no good connection, you may feel depressed, you may feel unhappy that, okay, something is missing in my life. Now, as your 11th house is ruled by Sun, and Saturn is transiting from the 5th house, there are certain connections which are being challenged by Saturn going retrograde. The connections, the relationships which are coming through your childhood, those relationships are being challenged. There is a tiff, like who has achieved more, who is more important. Ego might be something which is very much evident in your important friendships. So rather than for looking out for validation from others, this is the time that you must trust your own potential, because trust me, Saturn from the 5th house transit, it's about your skills. It is strengthening your ability to use your skills and leave a mark on this world. With respect to romantic connections, a new initiation is there, but you are moving quite slowly in that. Maybe you are uncertain, maybe you may feel unworthy, or maybe it's just simply you're not sure what will happen next. So there is a fear, because along with the Saturn's transit in the 5th house, Rahu Venus is in the 7th house. Venus will go into Taurus at the end of June, but yes, this energy of Rahu Venus in Aries, it makes you very passionate, very you are in some kind of a hurry to commit, to be in that connection, to work towards it, to make it happen, to be in love, to express what you want to. So there is a bit of uncertainty, like what will happen next. So over with respect to your relationships, you must be patient. You have to see what this other person is bringing on the table as well, how much this person can give to you with respect to love and compassion and respect. So what does the card says? It says realization, beautifully connected with the Saturn's transit. See, you are, even though you are on earth, you are in a certain realm, you are in a certain place, but you are looking absolutely in a different world. You're looking at your dreams, what you want from life, This, just resembles a lot with Alice in Wonderland. Like she's here and she's looking into the Wonderland. Whether my dreams will come true or not, they will. They will definitely, but you need to respect what you have. Let me read out this realization message for you. I'm sorry, I'm new to this deck, so I have to read out. So here is the guide. Let me read this. With self awareness comes realization. Knowledge is power. Self examination of your role within a situation is important. The realization that we have a pattern, a bad habit, or a behavior that is causing us pain is a powerful position. Even though we may feel worry and pain around the discovery, we can take personal responsibility to change our situation since we know our current position. Knowing ourselves more completely enables us to accept ourselves more readily and to dare to love exactly who we really are. So, the realization is simply that if you want to be out there fulfilling your dreams, having the life which you truly want, because fifth house has a lot to do with celebration, with happiness. So if you want to live a happy life, firstly you need to accept where you are living in that moment. Accepting yourself, that realization is important. And have a faith that your dreams are going to definitely come true. Sun transiting from ninth house in Gemini, some kind of guidance is coming through a father or a guru or a father like figure, and this will help you a lot. And if you have a tiff with a father like figure, then yes, this is the time to just clear the air and resolve those issues. Jupiter, Mars in Pisces, sixth house. You will be like a warrior. You will be accomplishing what you seek, what you want. So, victory over enemies is definitely there. Now, let's look into some guiding messages for you. The first one is every time you thought life would defeat you, you were wrong. So it talks a lot about your emotional stability, how it's been impacted by Saturn's transit from the fifth house. Okay, do not underestimate yourself. Do not feel that whatever is happening to you is constantly defeating you. You are wrong. In fact, these changes are just making you stronger and bringing out all those good things which were hidden from the world. And the next one is self-care the crap out of life and you'll get through okay. So again, with Jupiter transiting from sixth house, sixth lord in the sixth house, self-care is important. Jupiter is with Mars in Pisces. Mars rules the second and seventh house. The people around you, the people from home, family, they have a lot of expectations from you, but you are forgetting something very important, and that's you. Focus on your health, focus on your happiness, do what makes you relaxed and happy. Take out some time. Do not be too focused on your work, okay? So self-care is so important. And the last one is you're not going to succeed at everything you try, and that's okay. So even if you see certain ups and downs, certain fluctuations, or maybe you fail at the very first attempt, maybe that thing is not meant for you. You are meant for something bigger, you're meant for something different. So it's okay if things don't work. You have to be much focused on yourself. That's the main priority. Hi everyone, let's talk about the sign of Scorpio. How will be the month of June for you, and how the retrograde Saturn will impact your life path. I'm sorry if you hear any kind of disturbance in the background. I'm trying to be as loud and clear I can. So for Scorpio, Saturn is going retrograde in the fourth house in Aquarius. And in your chart, Saturn rules third house and the fourth house. Third house of communication, efforts, short distance journeys. Well, there is a lot to talk about third house, but general themes are these. Then fourth house is about home, your house, how happy you are, in your home environment, and how you have been treated by your loved ones. So this is a very important transit because maybe you're planning to buy an asset, you're trying to purchase a home, maybe a new vehicle, but mostly I see movement, maybe moving into a new house or shifting to a new place for a long-term basis, or simply purchasing a new house. So as Saturn goes retrograde, that choice of making a choice to where to shift, which house will be best for you, you may take some time in that process of finding the perfect home is somehow being delayed. It's not a bad thing because you are looking at all the good and the bad. You are trying to make the best choice, which is completely okay. So some changes with respect to home, with respect to your assets is definitely there. Then, Saturn is our ability to attain a sense of equality, to have justice in life, okay? And as this planet goes retrograde in the fourth house of emotions, security, and home, there might be lack of mental peace, okay? Because emotionally, you feel that you are a giver. Whatever you are giving, it's not coming back to you, or there is inequality, maybe in your relationships, because this house originally is ruled by moon itself, okay? Or maybe there are certain connections, relationships which are not moving forward because there is lack of emotional understanding. So with respect to loved ones, with respect to the people around you who are giving you this space, the people whom you truly call as this is my home, you have to work a lot for them. There might be certain responsibilities, or maybe you are someone who wants to spread your wings, you want to fly, you want to follow a path, and maybe that security, that protection around you is not allowing you. Maybe someone is super protective, so the loved ones are not allowing you to fly or take a risk, go beyond certain boundaries, because no one else till now in your family has gone beyond those boundaries and limitations. So they also don't know what lies beyond that. They are scared. So some kind of a risk is being taken, okay? And it takes you away from your family physically or maybe emotionally as well. Like you are establishing your own self, like it's time to establish my own identity. This could be the major theme, and you are afraid that in this process someone else may feel bad, you may let down someone else. So the main focus is towards home, towards the loved one, how they see your journey, whether they are giving you enough emotional space and freedom to pursue your dreams or not, okay? And for most of the people, this transit, retrograde Saturn from fourth house, is about working a lot on your mental health, because there is some kind of a dialogue going on in the mind, how others have treated you in the past. So that dialogue repeats itself in your mind, and then you restrict yourself. You're super ambitious, you're passionate about your goals. Saturn has given you, because fourth house also represents the mind, and Aquarius ruling that house. You are an innovator, and do not follow what happened in the past. Do not trust that. Take away the wisdom from that. Keep that wisdom in your heart, but forget those failures because it may stop you. Okay, so let's look into what Saturn is representing for you in this transit. It says discernment. So discernment simply means the ability to judge. Okay, so again, it resonates with the fourth house. You have to work a lot with respect to your relationships. Who is helping you and who is just pretending to, helping you all the time. You have to judge, you have to find out which way of life is working for you, which path is working for you, and which is not working for you. I'm new to this text, so I'll read out the message here. Here is the guidebook. Take care in your choices now. Look carefully and judge wisely. There may have been something difficult to see, something that has been obscured, but now it has been revealed to you. Examine it closely. And it says, I take my time to be accurate and precise in my discernment. So take your time in moving forward. Take your time to analyze what's happening around you, who truly cares for you and who truly does not. Instead of taking things on face value or rushing into surface judgments, take your sweet time to form friendships and business relationships. Put your energy output into perspective, looking at evidence instead of only just believing. Feel and act when you are being trodden upon or having your boundaries overstepped, or when something doesn't quite feel kosher. Ask clarifying questions and really listen to the answers offered. Then act on reality. That is growth. That is the real pattern busting. That is gathering of wisdom. So go slowly. That is the theme for the month of June. Before making any final judgment, you have to see everything in detail. You should have this bird eye view before you take any decision. So Venus Rahu transiting from 6th house, which is definitely a placement which can bring good money to you. Like great financial growth can happen, especially if you are pursuing your hobby as your profession, or you are into a business. This could yield great gain and also victory over enemies. But here Venus is the lord of the 7th house, and it's transiting along with Rahu in the 6th house. So some struggles in relationships are there. Maybe the other people are influencing your marriage or your business partnership. Things will be better once Venus moves into Taurus in the 7th house by the end of June. Maybe there is some kind of rivalry in your current existing relationship, or someone else is bringing that jealousy between you and your partner. Maybe important contract or a partnership. Jupiter is blessing you with a lot of light, transiting along with Mars in the 5th house. Not just you're using your wisdom, but you're also using your potential to the greatest extent, beautifully helping you to be out there and be a winner. So the first message over here is that voice that tells you that you aren't good enough apparently doesn't know you at all. You are amazing. So again resonates with the 4th house, how people are telling you this is good, this is bad for you. Okay, so you know yourself more than anyone, and that is the best thing. Then the next message is just because you feel like trash doesn't mean you are trash. So again, that very same energy where people are telling you you are not good enough, they make you feel like trash. Or because Saturn transiting from 4th house, you may feel a bit lethargic. Maybe there is a lot of emotional mental burden which is also impacting your physical health. So you're like, oh, I feel like trash. But no, you aren't trash. It's just that you are tired. Then the last message here is, with every challenge you meet, you gain experience. Every day you are leveling up. Again, a beautiful energy showing that every day, with every challenge you meet, you are gaining something. You are gaining a great experience. Okay, and that is going to just make your level more up. Hey everyone, welcome. So now we'll talk about the sign of Sagittarius, and I'm sorry if you hear any background disturbance. I'm trying to be loud and clear as I can. So for Sagittarius, Saturn is going retrograde in the third house in Aquarius, and in your chart, Saturn rules the second house of family, the second house of values, second house of finances, and third house of efforts, communication, and short distance journeys, your ability to work hard, how independent you are. So with this energy of retrograde Saturn in your 11th house, you are striving to be independent in life. It could be emotionally, it could be financially. You want to be out there and have your own identity. You want to be independent in your work as well. So this transit marks a vital change. From here, you are going to follow a life which you always wanted to. You want to be independent. You will be starting with maybe a new work. For a lot of people, this transit could also mean starting with your own work, pursuing your dreams the way you always wanted to. Because I have talked about this for every sign that Saturn is influencing the Leo Aquarius axis, just opposite to Saturn right now. That house 7 places away is ruled by Leo, and Leo rules your 9th house of guidance, guru, your journeys. It's about your opportunity and luck. So there is a tiff between you and the authority, a tiff between you and maybe a guardian, maybe a parent. So you are trying to separate your identity from that authoritative figure, and you want to just go on a path where you always wanted to, and you are using your talent, you're using your skill in a very great way. You're ready to just give your best shot. Your mind is full of new ideas, visions, and you're very creative, and you know how to transform all of that information, that work, into something very constructive, which is very good. So Saturn here might make things a bit delayed, okay, because we cannot ignore that it is retrograde Saturn. So like, you want to reach from here to here, instead of going like this, you are going like this, okay, you are traveling a long distance. So there are certain twists and turns in your journey. Maybe sometimes, please don't think this is negative. A lot of people say, no, this is very negative. I'm just saying that sometimes whatever effort we put in, it doesn't work. Then what you will do, you will not just pack up your bag and move away. You will do it again. You will do it again and again and again, and one day it. So that is the main energy, Saturn being retrograde in the third house. Repetition of efforts is there for you in the month of June. Sometimes whatever you are doing, it may not pay back to you, and it's completely okay, because this is the way how Saturn works. It makes you someone who is this pro. You know your work amazingly. No one can do that thing like you. How do you get that kind of a skill? By practicing, by making mistakes, learning again, making mistakes, learning again, and you are getting to that perfection. So there are two things. Firstly, there is a new initiation with respect to your profession. Even if you're not starting with the work which is independent, you may start working for someone else. Maybe this person may employ you as a consultant. Maybe this person will employ you as a person who is you will be like an advisor to that person. So you will get a good rank, you will get a good position at the work front. Maybe you're collaborating with someone else, it could be that also, because sun is going into Gemini, that is your seventh house. So some kind of a collaboration will give rise to your career, and you will be also meeting with new people who may help you in your professional path or maybe in your business. And you are mastering in your skill, you will be very much dedicated towards your path. This also indicates this Saturn Sun transit, where Sun is the ninth lord transiting from Gemini, and that is your seventh house, and Saturn being in Aquarius, third house. Very much dedicated towards your business or your profession, or you, if you're an entrepreneur, this marks a new initiation. This is the time when now you have to change your strategy, because the old way of working is not giving you anything. Secondly, this indicates a lot of clarification and better communication is required, whether it's your work front, whether it's your relationship, whether it's marriage partnership. You have to be open to share your point of view, and you have to be open to listen what this other person is saying. So it's time to just keep that ego, that pride issues away from your connections, from your partnerships. Listening to each other is so important. Jupiter transiting from Pisces, that is your fourth house. Okay, you need to create a bridge whenever you are dealing with someone who is emotionally connected to you, whether it's a family member, whether it's your loved one, a friend, or your romantic partner. There are certain differences. Everyone has differences, not a big deal. But Mars Jupiter transiting from fourth house, which talks about mental peace. Mars rules the 12th house, Jupiter rules the fourth house. This is all about taking efforts and bridging that gap, creating a bridge between the gap you have between you and a certain loved one. It could also be your mother or a mother-like figure, where you have to get rid of certain doubts. Treat your mother with a lot of love. Take out some time for her, because I think she really requires your support. So emotional, financial support to mother or a mother-like figure, or maybe to a loved one, is the theme for the month of June. Rahu Venus transiting from fifth house in Aquarius. This is about too much of impulse and passion in your romantic connections, in your relationships. Like there's an urge that I want to say those three words, or I want to express myself, like how long I should wait to convey my message. Then do proceed patiently, carefully, understanding what this person has to give to you and how you see this relationship in the next 5 to 10 years, what you expect, like visualization of how this bond will be, what we have to give to each other, share with each other is important. A very beautiful transit, Venus Rahu from the fifth house. It's about beautifully expressing your creativity, your hobby, your passion, or your skill, whatever you have, and you may also become quite popular because of that. The major theme which Saturn represents here is new moon, beginnings, and the beginnings card again resonate with Saturn's transit from third house, that you're starting with a new venture. It could be anything. You're working hard towards it. You are trying to move beyond a certain threshold. Like this is a gateway, and there is this invisible wall over here. You're trying to move beyond that wall. You're moving beyond that threshold, and for that you need some extra energy, extra effort to reach to this beautiful destination, which is fertile, which is green and so promising. You are coming out of this snow and harsh winter and moving towards a place which is about spring, beauty, and happiness. So, financial abundance is also indicated, releasing the old patterns and doubts and moving towards more happiness and uh, success. Let me read out a few things from the deck guide because this is new to me. So, the affirmation this card says is I accept and rejoice in renewal and beginnings. You are offered a fresh start. Your journey is beginning, and take the first step towards something new. It is time to place emphasis on your health and well-being as well, because too much of work may also impact your health. Mercury transiting from Taurus in the sixth house, it is also your 10th lord, so too much of work can exhaust you mentally and physically, and do not be nervous about your path. Again, a very important message. So let's look into some motivational messages for you. The first one is, here's a friendly reminder that the negative voice in your head is not you, and you are actually completely delightful. Oh, how cute is that? So you are delightful. There is a negative self-talk happening in your mind, especially when you have to repeat certain efforts to gain something. So don't do that. The next one is, no beating yourself up anymore. It doesn't help and you don't deserve it. So again, do not criticize your own self. Do not be harsh on yourself because someone else is harsh on you. Do not do that to yourself. You don't deserve it. Okay? So again, it goes very well with the Saturn's transit from third house. What you hear about yourself, you are just killing yourself with that criticism and that negative energy you are getting from others. The last one is also a very beautiful message. You will rise above the ashes. You will find a way to become whole again. Resurrection, coming back to your original form, or maybe even you are getting more powerful. It does show that you have seen a major setback in the last 2 years, and it's just time to rise above those ashes and to be that whole again, feel complete again, to be in your strength. So even if you have seen a massive failure, I think this is about being transforming, regaining your strength, starting your work again, whatever you left uncompleted. So a very good energy. Hi everyone, let's talk about sign of Capricorn. Well, for Capricorn, Saturn is going retrograde in the second house in Aquarius, and it is a lord of your first and your second house. So it rules over your personality, your identity, your vitality. It talks about your perception about the world, and also it rules the second house. So it is about your resources, your saving ability, your finances, your core values, your family life. So Saturn being retrograde in second house, the major theme is that you are overburdening yourself. You may have this feeling that you're not doing enough, whatever it is, whether it's your work, whether it's your finances, whether it's your relationships or family life. You may always feel that, okay, I need to do a bit extra, I need to do more, I need to be this kind of a person, this kind of success is required. So you already have certain responsibilities on your shoulders because of the family. You are maybe financially supporting them, or there is definitely someone who is asking for financial assistance, and you are doing that. You are fulfilling your responsibilities in a great way. But there are two things over here. Firstly, will I be able to continue with these responsibilities in a great way or not? Should I work more. And secondly, you're also thinking about your own freedom and your life path. Like, will I be constantly doing this work? I will be dedicated to these responsibilities because I need to have my own personal space. I need to, pursue my own dreams. I need to live life according to me as well. So there are two things which are pulling you into different directions. First is your responsibilities towards home, towards family, towards loved one, and how you have to assist them with certain basic requirements. And then there is also a desire to live your own life. And I think this marks the start. This marks the start of pursuing a path which you always wanted to. You wanted to be a very independent energy. So, second house is a part of our identity. If first house is like you were being born, then immediately as you were born, you were given an identity, and that is your second house. So, which is the house of family, the traditions and the values which have been given to you. With this transit, now you want to be independent, because whatever the values and the traditions you have been dealing with, they have been restricting you to chase your own path or whatever you have desired. So now you're moving in a different direction to be more independent. Whatever goals you had in your mind, you will start working on them. You will also focus on your own individual journey. You will beautifully take care of your loved ones, but also you are getting away from that identity which was given to you at the time of your birth. We'll talk about this more because we will be doing a Saturn transit video very soon where everything will be in detail. But as Saturn goes retrograde here, this means detaching, moving away from the identity which was given to you at the time of birth. Also, Saturn indicates that you are cutting certain expenses away. You are trying to save your money because whatever vision you have, it requires great resources, great preparation. So you may have a major focus on saving your money or attaining more resources so that you can work upon your future goals. And someone in your family definitely requires your assistance. It's not just about finances, but they do need your support in some way. Also, Venus Rahu, they are challenging you in that aspect of life because they are transiting from 4th house in Aries. So you might have to do some kind of expenditure with respect to your home, like maybe purchasing of a vehicle, or maybe you're just transforming something at your home, some kind of maintenance work. Something is happening which requires a lot of investment. So on one hand, you're trying to save money, but there are certain unexpected things related to home which may require some expenditure. It may require some efforts as well. With respect to emotional connections, where there is love, where there is exchange of affection, there's exchange of energy, Rahu Venus in Aquarius does indicate that you demand more love right now. There is a great need to be feel more loved and secured in your relationships. Your mind is a bit agitated because you're not receiving what you want. So you will be asking for more assistance from your partner, your romantic partner, or your marriage partner. Or it could be the other way, that the partner has a lot of demands and you have to work towards, make this person happy. So overall, Venus Rahu does indicate purchase of some kind of a vehicle, or doing some kind of renovation at home, beautifying your home, For some people, this transit of Rahu Venus is about working on clarity in your relationships, not taking decisions very impulsively. And Sun is your eighth lord transiting from sixth house, so you will be very active towards your exercise schedule, your fitness, your diet. You'll be working a lot. And also Saturn transiting from second house, this house has a lot to do with food, so you may restrain yourself, you may restrict yourself from eating certain kind of foods because it's not good for your health, or it's impacting you in some way. It's acting as a block in your fitness journey, so a main focus on your fitness is indicated. Jupiter Mars transiting from third house in Pisces, absolutely a brilliant transit to work towards what you want. Your efforts will pay great results. You are dedicated towards your work, and this transit of Jupiter Mars being together, where the third and the 11th lord are together in the third house, this means you are working a lot to fill the gaps wherever you feel that there is something required, more effort is required. Maybe somewhere there was a mistake done, or the efforts were less. Whatever weakness you may had, everything is now being managed. You know how to reach to your goals. Jupiter is giving that wisdom, and Mars is giving you that energy and direction, where to look at, what to correct. So absolutely amazing. You will be popular because of what you are doing, and your work will reach to more people. Okay, and Mercury in Taurus, fifth house, again blessing you with great messages. Intuitively, there are a lot of messages coming towards you which will help you to work on your finances, on your profession, like you should do this, you should do that. So through your intuition also, you are being guided by the divine. Now let's look into the message represented by Saturn. Okay, so there's one thing which I also want to talk about. Ketu transiting from 10th house. There might be a bit of sluggish growth in your profession, and because of that you are pushing yourself even more and more, that no, I need to do this, I need to do this constantly, then only I'll be successful. So here is the pleasure card, which talks about even if you get a break, if you see a break in your professional journey, unwanted breaks are there. Why is it happening? Because you deserve some break. You need to focus on such things which give you pleasure, something which you enjoy doing, maybe a creative activity, maybe there is a hobby which can give you great financial success if you pursue this as a profession. So Ketu in Libra, and with this card pleasure, is talking about taking breaks is important. It also resonates with Saturn in the second house, that you're working too much. You're not giving yourself the break you deserve. You're not valuing your true self. Okay, so here is the message I will read out, because this is a new day. So here is your message. Are you taking life too intensively or too seriously? The time has come to call in the pleasures of life. Seek lightheartedness at this time. Focus on what would make you happy. Schedule in activities you find pleasurable. The affirmation for the month of June is, I open myself to the pleasures of life. So simply it indicates that life is offering you a certain period in which you can focus on what makes you happy. Because Saturn is a natural karaka of profession, going through that second house. So worried about finances, worried about how you have been valued by other people. But instead of that, you should also focus on what makes you happy. This card also says a big part of pleasure is letting go. This does not mean surrendering or giving up. It simply means handing over of all our administration, stress, and worries for a time, immersing ourselves into something joyful. It's not a sin to enjoy your life. You need to take out time for your own self. That is the main theme for the month of June. And here are your motivational messages. So the first one is, you are capable, you can do this. So whatever dream you have, whatever you are doing, it will bring great rewards and you are capable of it. Do not think that you can't do it. The second one is, you have been doing a great job considering all you have been up against. So there has been a lot of challenges, but still you did a great job and you will continue to do this. You are a fighter, and very well resonates with the current transit of Saturn and also the Sun's transit from the 6th house. You're doing quite good. The last one is, you are worth taking care of. Again, that Sun transit from 6th house, 8th Lord from 6th house. Focus on your health, on your energy. It's very important that at first you need to take care of your own self, and then comes the world. Hey everyone, welcome. Let's talk about the sign of Aquarius. So for Aquarius, Saturn is going retrograde in your first house because it's in Aquarius itself. And apart from first house in your chart, Saturn rules the 12th house. So it rules the first house of personality, how you view this world, your vitality, your perspective. And it also rules the 12th house, which is about foreign travels, expenditures, subconscious mind. This has a lot to do with dreams which you have in your mind about your life, and also the dreams which you see while sleeping. This is about manifesting. This is a very important house related to how you are attracting certain things in life, how your mindset is reflecting on your life and what you're manifesting. So Saturn being retrograde in the first house, this is a time when you are just strengthening yourself. First Lord in the first house with full power. As it is retrograde, it's functioning more. So as Saturn is touching and impacting the Leo Aquarius axis, where Leo rules your 7th house and Saturn is in Aquarius 1st house, there is a tiff between you, who you are, what you want to be, and what the world wants you to be, what they expect from you. They are judging you. You always feel that, I am being judged by the people, and you may feel it more in this transit as the 7th Lord Sun transits from the 5th house in Gemini. It's all about expressing your own self. You have to open up. Now you cannot stay silent. You cannot suppress your dreams because you are a dreamer. Because of this Aquarius impact on your life. And Aquarians have to face a lot of restrictions, what they want to do and what the world want them to do. And now you are in full power. Now you are in full charge. Wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, yes, there are certain delays, or maybe you have to put in extra efforts to reach where you want to, but you are moving. Most important thing is that you are moving and you will reach to your destination. You have this beautiful mind, that vision. That vision needs to be out there in front of world. That vision needs to be transformed into something productive, something which can be used by the world. And this is your time. You are into making new strategies. You are into a lot of planning. Major focus is your career path right now, because you are associating your strength, your personal strength and happiness with your work. You are emotionally somehow connected with your work right now, or whatever dream project you have in mind. So yes, it's a matter of your own happiness as well. So professionally, there is a major upliftment. For some people, yes, you are being challenged by the people around you at the work front. They will challenge you in a such way then that you may start thinking, okay, I may lack in this, I may not be able to do this, maybe I'm weak in such a skill. They will make you a bit nervous, and you need not to be nervous because you are different. You carry something different, you have different skill set, you have different thing to give to this world, and everyone cannot be same. So if you're different, it doesn't mean that there is some kind of weakness with you. So apart from development with your work, which will definitely happen, a bit sluggish, but will definitely happen, this is also a time of renewing your life. This is a time when your true identity, your true sense of worth, your desire, what you want from life, it's coming up to the surface. And this is changing you. You are changing with respect to where you are going on a very soul level, on a very cellular level. You are changing, and you are moving towards what you always wanted, even if people restrict you, because Saturn rules the 12th house. So people are questioning, listen, whatever you have in mind, do you think it's even practical? Is it feasible? No, you need not to come into those talks. You need to just focus on what you want and where you are going. Ketu transiting from the 9th house in Libra, there is a lot of doubt. Should I withdraw? Should I go ahead or not? Should I use this opportunity or not? Trust your intuition. It's very important right now, and the divine is blessing you with a lot of power to move forward and just go for it, whatever you seek. So personality changes are also happening, and these personality changes are happening for a long-term basis. These changes will help you to make right decisions about life, and you are your main focus. Remember that. You have to change yourself. Some changes are required. You have to grow in this period, and growth is always difficult. It's not easy. And then we have Mars Venus transiting from Aries. That is your 3rd house. Very passionate towards what you want. You'll be very passionate, impulsive towards your goals, and in that impulse, do not make errors. So there is a need to be patient with whatever strategy you are making, even if it's romance, it's about friendships, love connections. Do not just rush. Do take the initiative, but do not just rush and make errors. It's very important. And again, if you are into something artistic or creative, June is the month when you will be very successful. Even if you are in the field of technology, you will see success in that. And Sun is transiting from 5th house in Gemini. Here, Sun rules your 7th house. So again, there's a need to work on the communication, understanding between you and your partner, or both you and your partner has to work a lot towards the children. Or maybe you're working along with your partner on a certain work project. So you and your partner will spend a lot of time together, and it should be utilized in a great way. Then the message which is being represented by retrograde Saturn is self-reflection. So it goes beautifully with Saturn transiting from 1st house, diving deeper, looking across certain limits, certain restrictions, looking at your core, who you are. You are rising above from that deep ocean. You are coming up. Your true self is coming up. You will be aware of who you are, what you are made of. That's why I was telling there is some major development happening with this retrograde Saturn in the 1st house. Let me read out this message for you. Be curious about your own nature. Choose to turn inwards to quietly contemplate who and what you are and what you want. The more you know about yourself, the more you are able to steer yourself well. Know what you believe and why, yet be open to the development of new beliefs and ways of being. The affirmation for the month of June is I am not afraid to look deeply at myself in all aspects. So, very beautiful energy. Finding your true self, because deep within you there is a treasure and it needs to be explored. Okay, so this is the time when self-reflection is something we all should do. It is something which is very beneficial. Firstly, for self-reflection you need to slow down somewhat. You have to turn your awareness inwards, something that does not come naturally to people, especially not the highly extroverted people. Starting small and maybe getting assistance with someone else as a guide can solve this. The theme of this entire month is about a regular practice of self reflection, which will allow you to grow. You will grow bigger than your problems. Your problems will be too small in front of you. Okay, and whatever mistake has been done in the past, you will resolve that. You will forgive yourself for that. And Mercury will transit from Taurus, that is your fourth house. So some changes are happening with respect to home. You're purchasing new things for your home, which will give you comfort, which will give you happiness, or maybe you will just enjoy shopping the daily stuff for your house. You will love it. You will enjoy that work. So a lot of exploring your neighborhood may happen. So what kind of supportive, motivational messages we have for you? The first one is stay soft. The world may be cold, but we don't have to be. Again, it goes with Saturn. Some people have been cold with you. They're not supportive enough, but you can support yourself. You can be kind enough to others. You can be soft. You can be a bit emotionally supportive to other people as well. And also this goes with the Jupiter Mars transiting from second house. Be soft to your loved ones as well. They require it most. The second message is don't focus on success or failure. Just focus on effort. Focus on trying. Again, very well going along with that. Saturn's transit from first house. Some repeated efforts are indicated in the month of June, but at least you tried. Focus on that effort. You're trying, and that will make you successful. The third message is the truth is you're far more capable than you feel. Beautifully explaining the transit of Saturn from first house. You have no idea about your potential. You have no idea because you were looking at yourself through the eyes of others. So this unicorn energy shows you are capable of everything and there is no need of doubt on self. Hi everyone, I'm so happy. Finally, I managed to reach to the Pisces sign. It feels like an accomplishment, seriously. I love it when it reaches to Pisces because firstly, I love the sign of Pisces. I just love it. I don't know why. Pisces is one of my favorite signs. And when I reach to Pisces, I feel so accomplished. I feel so happy that, okay, I did my work. It's complete now. So let's talk about what Pisces has to deal with in the month of June. It might sound very negative. Okay, so let's see what you're going to experience in the month of June. So as I told you, the major theme is Saturn going retrograde, and it's going retrograde in your 12th house in Aquarius. And in your chart, Saturn rules the 12th house of dreams, foreign travels, expenditures, subconscious mind. It is also the house of spirituality. And Saturn also rules the 11th house of gain, profits, income, accomplishments, fulfillment, friend circle. So Saturn going retrograde in your 12th house is about some expenditures, financial expenditures, which are unexpected. There's definitely a desire to work on your money, save your money. So some unexpected expenditures are definitely out there. Maybe it could be related to health, maybe because of you want to settle into a different place, so you're trying to purchase a home, or you want to settle down, travel to a faraway place because of your work, so that is requiring some finances. And for some people, it's definitely moving out from your home and settling in the foreign lands, or it's simply, even if you don't settle in the foreign lands, you're definitely gaining something from the foreign lands. Your work is connected to faraway places, and financially you are getting a lot of support and gain from that, because after all, 11th lord is 2 places away from the 11th house. So financial gains from the foreign lands is definitely there. There might be some fluctuations in income where you may see that the growth is happening gradually or slowly, but do not worry, your finances will get stronger. But along with that, some expenditures are there, unexpected ones. And 12th house is about what your mind is dealing with. You know, what we think just, impacts our reality at some point. What we think, how we perceive about life. So do not be in a state of fear. This is again a very important message for you in the month of June. Do not think negative. Do not constantly say negative things about yourself, that I am incapable, or I cannot reach to that place, it's impossible, because somehow you are impacting your ability to work. You are creating a mindset which is again saying back to you, yes, you are not sufficient enough, you are not capable enough. So it's very important that you keep a positive mindset. Your mind is full of dreams right now. There are great, amazing ideas. You're working on many different things, and you don't know what to do first. There is confusion, right? For some people, it could also be a challenging transit, because somehow mentally you are stuck. You are stuck to what happened in the past, how someone treated you, or how you were being, abandoned or betrayed by someone. Because this is a retrograde energy, thinking about what happened in the past, moving in the reverse. This should not be done, because it will impact your mental health. So for Pisces, this is a mixed energy. On one hand, you're thinking, oh, this happened, that happened, and that experience just, I'm afraid, that thing will repeat now again, or how could she or he, did this to me. So you need to get rid of that. There is this one aspect, thinking about past, but also that rewind is helping you to heal, because Saturn is about reality of life, and being in the 12th house of imagination, fascination, creativity, subconscious mind, somehow it will help you to accept those things, whatever happened. Now you will have the power and the wisdom to accept those things, learn your lessons well, and move forward. So there is a great gift coming to you, and that is acceptance. And once that acceptance happens, you are in for a major change in life. So for Pisces, you are moving towards a new way of living, and you are healing yourself. Most importantly, you are healing yourself, and that is also supported by Jupiter's transit from the 1st house in Pisces. It's along with Mars in the month of June, where Mars is the 2nd lord as well as the 9th lord, taking in a lot of energy. You're gathering energy, you're gathering courage and support. You're supporting your own self, your health. You're working on your spiritual path. beautifully. You are eager to be more fit, to be more dedicated towards your path. Rahu, Venus in second house and Aries. Working a lot towards finances as well. Finding out creative ways to enhance your money. There's definitely a major shift in career path as Saturn reaches to the 12th house. We'll discuss this in our different video where we'll talk about Saturn's transit through Aquarius. But a major shift in career path is happening, a major transformation. And this change is actually required. Family life is being challenged. Maybe someone's health is not fine, or maybe this person is very demanding. They need your constant attention. Mercury, the 7th lord, will transit from Taurus 3rd house. So this is something which indicates a more focus on partnerships, whether it's your marriage partnership or business partnership, working towards creating better resources, working towards better communication and understanding so that your work can be smooth. This collaboration can be smooth. This also means that you may start up with a new collaboration, a new start with someone, and this will enhance your finances. Someone else is stepping in and helping you with your money, how to gain more money, how to use your skills nicely. And Sun, being the lord of the 6th house, transiting from 4th house in Gemini, again I was saying that someone at your home really requires your assistance. Maybe someone elder, maybe father-like figure. This person needs some counseling, some kind of help, or just better communication is being required with this aspect. You'll be more focused towards your home as well, but also you are healing, you're accepting certain things. Acceptance is a great form of recovery. It makes you strong. It creates space for something new to happen in your life. So let's look into the card which represents the Saturn's energy. See, change. Thunder moon. The Saturn's transit from the 12th house, it's like a thunder. Massive change in your mentality, where you are going. Okay, you have two things in your hand. Either you surrender to this thunder and feel defeated, or you make the best use of this thunder. Wherever it's taking you to a new journey. Be in the flow. Take energy from this thunder, this change, and you can decide your path where you want to go. So either it's about self-destruction, or it's about going where your life is taking you, yet you will make the best use of that change. So now let's look into some motivational messages from cute pets. Let's see. First you have, whoa, it's your weirdness that makes you wonderful. Again, the 12th house Saturn energy. You are unique, you are different, you may have a different point of view, a different skill, and this weirdness, which other people say it's weirdness, though it's not weird, it makes you wonderful. You should celebrate your exclusive nature, your beauty. Then the next message is it's okay to struggle. You are doing better than you feel like you are. So whatever the struggle is, you are doing so better right now. I know I'm sure there's no one out there telling you that, you're doing okay, you did your best. So we have this cute author telling you it's okay to struggle. Everyone struggles, but you are in a better place. You are doing very good, even if you don't feel so. The last one is trying your best is all matters. The rest will fall into place. The divine intervention, the 12th house energy of Saturn. 12th house is about the higher realms. You do your best. You do your best effort. And leave the rest to that realm, to that universe, that cosmos, or whatever deity you believe in. Trying your best is what matters. It's been counted, it's been observed by someone up there, and rest, everything will fall into place. So believe in magic, believe in that divine intervention.